Girl, what's wrong with these people? Like for real, what's wrong with these people? How y'all doing this afternoon? Well, this evening. I heard this and I just had to come through. I'm not gonna hold you very long, but this just threw me. Girl, just what is wrong with these men? Listen in real quick.
While and insulting their intelligence. That's what I told the jury in my closing argument. With the resounding verdict we just received from this jury after one day of deliberations, in which they found Mr. Smollett guilty of virtually all charges of doing exactly what we said he did, of reporting a fake crime to the Chicago Police Department as a real crime. That verdict was a resounding message by the jury that, in fact, Mr. Smollett did exactly what we said he did. And what I think is important about this verdict is that a lot of you from Chicago know that it was a couple years ago when the court system came to me and wanted me to become special prosecutor because there was a feeling that things that had happened in the past, that there never was a public trial, and that this controversial events that occurred regarding Mr. Smollett and what he did to this city and what he did to the Chicago Police Department never had a chance to put it in front of a jury and let a jury decide, after hearing all the evidence, whether what Mr. Smollett was right or wrong, because it's very controversial. I agreed to do that because I felt it was also important for the Cook County judicial system to get a trial. Whether we won or lost the trial was not the issue. What was the issue is that what Mr. Smollett had done in this city should be aired in front of a public trial where all the evidence comes out, all the talk on social media may or may not be true, but the true facts, I thought, needed to come out, and we did it. And we became special prosecutors, and the rest is history. We've now won this case, and I want to point out that there's enormous effort was put in when I agreed to take the special prosecutor role. That meant that my law firm became special prosecutors, and the men and women around me right now in the last 2.5 years have worked so hard to develop the evidence, present it to a grand jury, go through a pandemic, wait to get a trial, which we wanted, and finally, in the last 10 days, these lawyers have had a chance to present this evidence to a jury, and we've come away with the jury agreeing that they should have heard the case, and in fact, he was guilty. Thank you very much. Questions?
Now, girl, what? I'm sorry. Yeah, he was wrong. He was wrong. Okay. He was found guilty on the first 5 counts, and he was acquitted on the 6th count of lying to detectives in mid-February, weeks after Smollett said he was attacked. He was stoic as the jury read the verdict. The actor sat upright, stared straight ahead without showing any real emotions. He will order a pre-sentencing investigation. That's what the judge is going to do, and the attorneys will meet via conference call to determine a date for pre-sentencing motions. How y'all feel about that? How do y'all really feel about that? Girl, you speaking to my spirit right now. You spoke to my spirit. And thank you to watching from Cloud9. I appreciate that. I did the best I could this morning to bring forth my message, and it seems as if it has, it a lot of people did receive it, and for that, I'm grateful. You don't really know how to feel. Let me get to my chat because I can't see what the hell y'all saying, and I done asked y'all to open up y'all mouth, and I ain't even cut my chat off. Hold on. Sorry. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I know y'all not used to seeing me in the evening, but something about that just touched me in my damn spirit. I didn't. Okay, granted, he lied. Okay, he lied. He lied, but at the same time, while he was telling that lie, I felt like, I feel like there should be some form of payment that he has to do for this, because he did waste a lot of Chicago Police Department man time that they could have been out here really working on some of them murders that go on in this city all the time. But at the same time, the way they went after him, if they put some of that into finding out who doing these killings around the Chicago area, I feel like a lot of I just don't. I just don't feel like that was that deep. I don't. Okay, I do believe he was wrong. We all agree that he was wrong, right? But at the same time, the way they went after that man, I don't see them go after the people who are killing these people out here in this Chicago area. The almighty Isis, first of all, thank you for being, supportive to my channel. I really appreciate that. um you said I'm always in your bushes, but I've listened to you for years. This was a waste of time and money. They can't solve any real murders in Chicago, and that's exactly how I feel. I'm not saying that he don't need to pay for what that which he has done, but my thing is, why we pushing the button so hard on justice, but we're not out here trying to find out who doing these murders almost every weekend in Chicago. There are far bigger fish that need to be fried, but they not focused on that. They just want to get him, making yet another example of him. The fact that he did this was terribly wrong. Do I think that he needs to, somehow pay for this? Yes. Do I think this young man need to go to prison? Hell no. I don't think he needs to spend not one day in there. Why? Because it's a waste of time to lock him up when you got y'all just letting peaceful lady, get out of my head. Get out of my head, yeah. I was just about, well, since peaceful lady brought it up, it was in my head. I'm gonna go ahead on and speak on it. This boy openly did something and was caught on camera raw. That one right there on the screen, him, he was not only allowed to pick his own jury, but they let him walk free. And although I'm not saying what he did, Bubbles, was not right, I'm not justifying what he did. But I just think that the way that the vitriol that they came at this man with, maybe they need to focus some of those energies on other people. Jussie was wrong. I'm yet trying to figure out why the hell Jussie told that damn lie, because it didn't help your career. It pretty much ended it. But I just don't understand what's going on. What we doing here? And if I got that clip from ABC Chicago. Look at that special prosecutor. He damn near about to have a nut at the idea that they were able to get Jussie. Meanwhile, Kyle was let go. He was able to go home. Hey, Drika girl, what's going on, girl? I had to come through here and weigh in my thoughts and opinions about this whole Justice Smollett thing. It just worked on my nerve. Hey, Zap, what's going on, honey? Now, he was wrong. Like I said, there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Justice was wrong. And yes, I do feel like he should, he got to pay for his crimes. But damn, I just didn't like the fact that they salivating over there at the fact that they got a victory today. Like he out here, murdering people, selling drugs to people, fucking people up, robbing, sexually assaulting, and none of that other shit. That ain't important. Every damn week, you hear about somebody in the city of Chicago getting shot and killed. You mean to tell me his little non-violent crime that he committed, even though he lied and she tried to make it look like it was a hate crime, all that stuff there, we know what he did. But you mean to tell me y'all went at this man this hard when there were really more pressing issues going on? Hey, Miss Ann, how you doing, baby? I just think our priorities are mixed up. And I hate that Justin felt like he had to pull a stunt of this magnitude because it really wasn't necessary. Now he's tarnished. Yeah, girl. He guilty of what, 5 of the 6 charges, but Kyle got completely baby, Kyle was able to walk out the courtroom with his too tight seersucker suit on, baby. And ain't gave no fucks. Kyle done talk shit and everything since they let him loose. Mm, mm, mm. I don't know, something wrong with the criminal justice system of America. I'm sorry. And every day I lose more and more faith in it. That's why I tell you, black men and women out here, be careful in what you move, how you move in this world. See, for years it's been the common man that was always getting caught up, tangled, and twisted. You see, they coming at these celebrities now. Black and white, but they going head first into them white folk. I mean, them black men, because it's a lot of secrets that lie inside Hollywood. But we ain't talking about that. I'm talking about Jussie and the fact that yes, I agree, Jussie was wrong. Jussie lied. He hoodwinked and bamboozled people. Jussie made folk worry about it. Justin tried to throw that shit off on them 2 African brothers that said, hold up, hell no. Even though I ain't all the way 100 with them either, I feel like it's more to the story with them as well. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just confused as to why in the hell are we going at justice so hard? But yet and still in that very city, y'all just got through talking about it, and I let you hear it for yourselves. Was he talking about? All the man hours lost on a frivolous case that Jussie lied about, right? Don't you think some man hours was lost on trying to bring this boy to trial when it's every weekend is somebody being shot and killed in that very city? I don't know, teacher. Who won't come for them brothers? I just came. What you want to do? Move some. Them brothers wasn't. I don't trust them brothers. Them brothers, they might not have did what Justin was trying to put on them, but them brothers ain't innocent either. At first, Jenny, I thought that maybe it was, I thought at first maybe something did happen to him. But as the weeks went on, and I told y'all this, I don't know if it's in one of my the world outside your windows or what, but I told y'all just ain't being forthcoming and it's gonna be his demise. This ain't about no race thing necessarily, but yeah, in a way it is got something to do with race as well. This ain't totally, this is not straight down the line. He did wrong. He need to be admonished for that. No, it's way more to this story than meets the eye. See, that's the reason why we be so fucking lost in this world today. Because everybody want to keep it cute. Everybody want to look, it's more angles to situations happening in the world today than what you may believe, baby. Hey, Miss Sadie. Open your eyes and listen. Thank you, sweet truth. Thank you so much. They ain't got time to, Shady. They ain't got time because they too busy going after. Instead of facing the real problem in the city of Chicago, you'll rather waste taxpayer dollars going after Justice Smollett when you could have handled him and been done with the situation. Was it really necessary to put a team of special prosecutors together to go after this man, especially in the middle of a damn pandemic? Y'all just wasn't gonna let that go. Meanwhile, how many murders are still yet unsolved in the city of Chicago? I'm just saying. This don't feel right to me. That's my personal opinion. I invite each and every one of y'all to weigh your opinions down there because we ain't got to agree. Here, we might even get argument. But I'm just saying, it don't feel right. Hey, self-made from the UK, welcome to the den, baby. Let me see what you said, Silver and Black. Hold on, let me go up here a minute. Okay, Silver and Black said the plan is to make an exodus from the system, period, and it will only happen on an individual basis, not in masses. In other words, save yourself, forget the collective, because it will not protect you. Somebody say amen. I didn't feel like that was right. And that's why I feel like them brothers ain't all the way right either. They was pressured. I just can't get over the fact that we just watched a boy, a young man who we saw on video footage walk away free. But y'all trying to tear old Jussie down. But you'll tell me that it's liberty and justice for us all. Somebody go to hell. I got a couple of minutes. You want to come up with somebody? I don't know where you at, Danny, but you can come talk that shit for a few minutes. I got a couple of seconds. Damn, I ain't got no water in here, nothing. Come on. That just worked on my spirit. I was like, no, no. On CNN, they say he's still denying it and making him pay big fine to the city. Okay, let me make sure this is Danny real quick. Hold on, y'all. Danny.
It's me.
Okay. What's going on? Now, ain't this about some bullshit? Wait a minute. Ain't this about some bullshit?
Honestly, normally I would agree with you, and I do definitely agree we have a long way to go with the system as far as African Americans getting justice, as we've seen time and time and time again. But this one, on this time, because I wrote a whole article about it when this stuff came out, because this was right off the heels of that whole Kevin Hart situation. And I caught so much heat for it. People telling me I don't know what it's like to be a black LGBTQ. I need to check my homophobia, my privilege. And this is the thing. I always liked Jussie. As much as I could not stand Empire, him I actually held in high regard. Never heard anything negative about him. He was always never problematic. But then but I followed this case because I already knew there was going to be backlash to Black LGBTQs because however this plays out, it's going to come back on us. And the more I kept learning about him, like, this case ain't adding up. Everything he kept doing, it was like, no, this ain't adding up. Where he messed up was when he sent that death threat letter to himself in the
Yep.
mail.
Yep.
And then it was like he was threatening them, and then he gets attacked shortly thereafter by the two guys. And I was like, how would somebody be able to know what's going on in his how would somebody know what's going on where they can track him down? So at first I thought it was an inside job. That maybe somebody in his camp maybe was attacking him or was somebody who was trying to hurt him. But then as more information came out, it was like it was some BS. And the problem is in this climate, he could have gotten a lot of folks killed just by doing that antics. Because while he's trying to pin this on the, conservatives, the GOPs, they could have lashed out and could have went and tried to backlash and could have killed somebody. Or some trigger happy cops could have went out there, could have tried to kill somebody, trying to find his attackers. He playing games and people could have gotten hurt. We got lucky that didn't happen. And unfortunately, this is one of those cases. There are opportunities. Now, does this mean our system is perfect or good? Absolutely not. Because he prospered on that anti-blackness, on his privilege to get where he was, and that's why he got as much attention now. But it's because of countless other black people who get murdered and stuff and don't get justice that he needs to be held accountable for that, I would say.
I agree with Miss Toby. Miss Toby said, my feelings are in the middle. And that's kind of where I'm at too, Miss Toby. Do I think that the criminal justice spent an enormous amount of money on this case? Yes, I do. I think that Jussie is responsible for what occurred. Yes, I do too.
I agree with
just
that
feel
too.
like that. You don't feel like they they really went hard to get
They
him.
had to though because he's a celebrity. If they did not do everything by the book and give it all their attention on that, he's too high profile. So you miss one mark, that's going to be a backlash. That's a lawsuit. That could have been a riot. So
So
that's
in your
that's
opinion, they did what they
it's
did
that double-edged
because they
sword.
needed
He's a
to make an
celebrity, so you
example.
got to do. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Was it so you're saying that they went as hard as they did at Jussie because they're trying to make an example out of him?
I think initially when they were doing the investigation, they had to, they had to go do everything by the book, and they had to put all that.
Still, just I don't know. We gonna agree to disagree with this
One second, I'll be right back.
okay. I just don't feel like I feel like they really went deep for this. Yes, Justin messed up. I'm not taking up for what he did. That was some shit. But why not just make him pay an enormous fine, pay back the city all that man hours, probably make his ass go through something, some classes, some community service, something. But why do we have to actually go this hard at him? Because my thing is, in that city alone, there is killings
Sorry about
happening
that. I had to
every.
answer the door. I apologize.
No problem. I was saying that I feel like, yes, he did commit a crime. He was wrong, and he did a lot trying to cover up his crime.
Can you hear
But in
me?
my opinion, why not just make him pay an enormous fine? Why not make him pay the city back for those man hours used? Why not make him be doing some type of community service? Trying to right his wrong in some kind of way. His credibility is shot. His career is forever tarnished, if there is any career after all of this. I mean, he already paid enough. Do we really have to go this hard? And I get making an example, but ain't Chicago done made an example? Ain't R. Kelly in jail? Didn't Bill go to jail? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Like, why do we have to go that hard? Yes, he needs to be punished. I'm not shifting none of that. I'm not calling him, but I just think that they went really hard to convict him. And I don't think that they had to do that much as they did. I didn't think that a special team, they put together a special
Well,
prosecution
remember
to keep.
he had those cases and they threw him out.
Yeah, they did, but they came back. I feel like that was wrong. Okay, hold on. Miss Toby said, yes, Lady Nika, an example. Let's not forget when the
I might be
incident
wrong on this,
occurred.
but I think one was at the federal level, I mean, at the state level, and this was on the federal level.
Oh, you right about that though, Miss Toby. You read what Miss Toby said on the screen? I just hate it. I don't know. I have a problem with it. I don't like it. But one thing we do all agree on is that you got an opinion, will come through. You want to come up here? You can. Anybody got an opinion? You're welcome to join. I got about another 40 minutes. And I invite you to come in and sound off because I want to know how y'all feel about this. I just told you how I feel. I feel awful. And Soap and Watch, drop your link down in the chat because we still trying to get you to your 1K, right? So please drop the link for your channel down in here so that people that don't know can go through, and go over there and subscribe to you. So, we can get everything crack-a-lacking around here. He guilty of 5 of the 6 charges that were placed against him. Who asked me that? Miss Faye. Mm-hmm. Justice should have
Here's
shut
the
up
other
when
issue
he
I have
got
with
off the
Jussie.
first time. He came back and said Chicago lied on him and that he was innocent. Yeah, he should have shut the fuck up at that point. It sometimes is
But
not
this also isn't the first time he's done this too, because he did this to his brother back in 2007.
cold as hard. Say this ain't the first. Okay, let me see. Real hate crimes don't get this heat. Asians got hate laws to protect them, but not us. I'm sorry, I just can't stand with getting justice on him, but not the people that committed the hate crimes by killing. Silver is not against the law. Okay, she was talking to the person now. Nikki says she from Illinois and they have been gunning for Kim Fox. Thank you exclusively me. Thank you for coming through and listening in. I really, 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 and so drop your link to your channel in the chat. No, there wasn't a sentencing yet, and Kim Fox was refusing to prosecute. Oh, okay. Okay, child. I don't know who. Wait a minute, baby. Hello.
Hey, it's me, Nikki. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, baby.
Hey, I gotta go soon. I'm from the state of Illinois. I just wanted to throw this out there. Um, Kim Fox, who was a prosecutor, knew Jussie Smollett somehow. So that may be why they had to get a team or different prosecutors.
Okay, they had some connections.
Yes, because when it
Yeah.
first happened, she had made some calls. And just the state of Illinois had been kind of gunning for her anyway. So there's a lot of legs.
But Nikki, do you feel like they went after him? I mean, this was really a whole lot. I agree, he was wrong, but think about all the killings that occur in your state, especially in the city of Chicago, every week. Every week I hear about a killing somewhere there. Don't you think those man hours that they spent to pull this special team together and investigate and dot all the I's and cross all the T's, you don't feel like that was somewhat excessive?
Being from the state, no, because only 20% of the murders get solved in Chicago. They're not doing that. They're not doing anything in Chicago. So they have to do something. So when this first went down and it came out to be fake, the first thing I said is they're gonna get his ass.
I knew they was gonna get his ass too, but I was hoping that once they had I said that they weren't going to move forward, that they would leave it alone. I didn't know that they would come back and double back and really do prosecute this boy like that. Now, career gone, but I just think that this is excessive when there are so many bigger fish to fry, like bringing some justice to the families of people who have lost their loved ones to senseless gun violence that occurs in that city. You wasted all that time. Y'all talking about he wasted man time. Where was Jussie going?
Right. I understand. I understand what you mean. I'm just not shocked by it.
I'm
But the
not
Um,
problem with
shocked,
this
but
is it was
I
too
had
high
hope.
profile.
Huh? What you say, Denny?
It was too high profile. There's no way they could have let this ride or let him get off with a slap on the wrist because there was too many eyes on this situation.
and one of the things
You
that
start to frame
he
the president as problematic as 45 may have been. That's a whole other issue. There's no way they could let him walk, or they had to see this through.
I guess. I can understand, but I don't like it. And I did have to take into account that Agent Orange, as they're calling him in the chat, he was in office at that time. And to Miss Toby's point, the Me Too movement was, I mean, what was it? Was it the Me Too movement? Or what was it that was gaining momentum? Black Lives Matter. Those
right.
organizations were speaking out a lot too, and they were gaining momentum at that time. I just felt like, damn, y'all, and this is probably gonna, girl, there's plenty of people that need to be prosecuted for crimes that they committed in their city that are far worse than Jussie. I just feel like they just went at Jussie with everything. But Jussie also has to take responsibility and ownership of all he did because he lied. And he didn't lie one time, he lied multiple times. And he did try to cover his
Right, and if he
tracks
did
and
this
they
to his
caught
own brother,
everything.
there's no telling when he would have done this again.
You feel like he would have tried it again, or what are you saying? Huh?
Okay, so in 2007, when he got arrested for DUI, he lied and used his brother's name and information to try to get out of the DUI, and he ended up getting in trouble for that. So if he would frame his own brother and then pull this stunt, there's no telling what else he would have done had he been allowed to get away with this.
Yeah, he just kind of grimy, huh? Just grimy.
And
I
I agree with Denny. You have to think well, I maybe you don't have to, but it, this could have been so much worse with him blaming, MAGA people with this whole racial undertone. This could have went a lot worse. People could have really gotten hurt. So, but I'm not. So I get what you mean. I'm just not surprised by it at all. I think the Chicago police might have felt embarrassed as well. Um,
definitely.
so they embarrassed him, or he embarrassed them, and they went after him. But I also think the Kim Fox thing too, because like I stated, she was a prosecutor. We don't have very many black female prosecutors and so forth. So I think once they found out they were connected, the only way to get the information was to go after him. How connected are they? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. I get it. I get it. It's a
But
sad
it doesn't
situation.
make it right. But it
Yeah,
doesn't make it
because
right.
he did pull some strings to Nikki's point.
Well, it's a sad situation. I hate it turned out like it did, but at the end of the day, there is nothing we can do about it. The law has spoken, and he was found guilty. Now we'll see what happens at sentencing for him. You know, Jussie, I always tell y'all that there's warning before destruction. The warning was the 2007 incident. And I see someone say that he was only 21 in 2007, but at 21, he's a fully grown man. And although I don't feel like that this was necessary to do him like this, I do understand the law of nature as well. You'll get away with something. You can run fast, but you don't run long
Right.
when you're not doing the right thing. and he offended a lot of people, and he
But I'm
embarrassed
okay
the
with him
city of
getting full.
Chicago.
But I'm okay with him getting fully prosecuted because he just made it that much harder for Black LGBTQs who are survivors of hate crimes to get justice, who aren't celebrities.
Now that's a different perspective, and I hadn't even
Right.
thought about that. You're correct.
Right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. Lady Nika, it was nice talking to you. Dunny, it was nice meeting you. Bye, chat.
Bye, y'all. Bye, baby. I'm so glad that you came up here and kicked it with me a minute.
It's a pleasure.
I like it when
Have
you
a good
come
night,
up,
Miss Toby.
Yay, thank you. Bye.
my baby. You know what, Danny? I didn't even think about the LGBT aspect of it. You're right. You're right. That is gonna make them really just not move as hard to find out who does the hate crimes against the LGBT because of what Jussie has done. So I guess in if you look at the thing as it is and not for what you would like it to be, you can totally understand why they convicted today. It's still in my heart that I hate it had to turn out
Because
like
for
this,
Black
but he did
LGBTQs,
too
we don't get
much.
the same protections that non-blacks get.
Yeah. So you got a point there. You
Like
got
the
a
hate
point.
crimes against Black LGBTQs is 100 times. It's like a lot higher.
Hmm. Well, he gave me a different perspective to look at that, and as a parent of a person in the community, and she's a black female, I can imagine how that feels on this side. What you said, Miss Toby? You said I think I was upset about this story because about his story about the noose and "Make America Great" hat, implying that Agent Orange supporters were involved. Can you imagine what could have occurred if they would have wanted street justice? Yeah, it could have got bad. And nowadays, you can't bubbles. You can't really say people being dramatic because these things occur every day in our cities and states. So what at one point in time may have appeared like it was kind of up there and you being a little too dramatic. Now it's a different story. The tables have turned. Things that were not once so important or not so triggering to people now are. And right now we are living in a very, very contentious time, child. It's a lot of racial tension now. And that lie alone could have set off stuff. It could have. It could have caused a whole riot in the city, which would have cost more money, more man time. Could have really been bad. So I guess, and then I thank you for even bringing that up because to be honest with you, I had not even thought about that aspect of it, even though I still feel as if they didn't have to go so hard at him. I understand why they did. I get it now. Now, do you agree with Red Five Golf down here, Denny? That is
Yeah,
saying
and
that.
I hate having to call this out to another Black LGBTQ, but
Do you agree that not literally 95% of?
right is right and wrong is wrong.
Are you thinking? Do you agree with this?
No,
That's on the screen.
no, that's incorrect.
That's incorrect
Yeah, I
information.
disagree.
Okay. Red Wolf said. I mean, Red Five Golf said use Google. Somebody asking you for a citation. For that. Red
I
Five.
asked him to do the same.
You can say if you using Google for research, you lost already. Yeah. Well, that was all I had to say. I just need to get that out. But I will say again, thank you very much, Jenny, for opening my eyes to the other side of that coin. Because in all of my ranting and raving I just did for the last 40 minutes before I came on here and 40 minutes with y'all, I never even thought about that aspect. And you are correct. I still feel in a way that they did a lot, but now I can
I
understand
actually
why.
wrote an article on this when this first happened. I'll send you the link to it.
Please do send it to me because I would love to read that. I really would. But I'm finna get ready to get up off of here, y'all, because I gotta go move
Okay.
around and do some things. So thank you for coming up, Denny. I thank y'all so much for coming through and listening
Anytime.
to me. Thank you. I appreciate y'all coming through and actually kicking it with me for a minute. You ain't think about it either. Almighty Isis, girl, that made me look at it a little bit different. Now I understand. But thank y'all for coming through and hollering back at me. Sometimes I want to talk about more than the other mess that I do sometimes. But I appreciate you all's feedback on it. Even if we don't agree with one another, we did that shit respectfully today. So you guys have a great remainder to your Thursday. I'm gonna do the same, and I'll see y'all back in the morning for the morning brew. Have a good night.